Process date. That is the date for which transactions are being processed. It will be same as the real date, but could be different at times. Process date will default to all transaction dates, but could be varied as required. At the end of each day, when the processing of all transactions are complete, an end-of-day function need to be executed, which will change the processing date to next date. Audited accounts are finalized for a financial year, normally starting from a calendar date covering an year. In Sri Lanka, it is from 1st April to 31st March next year. For example, financial year 23 to 24 will start from 1st April 2023 and ends in 1st March 2024. In LEOBIZ, we will refer this as financial year 2023, that is the start year of financial year. For management reporting, it will be divided into accounting period, it being divided into normally month in which management accounts are finalized. In LEOBIZ, we have special accounting period at the year-end, purpose of which is to identify transactions posted after last monthly management account before finalizing the accounts by audit. LEOBIZ supports is multiple company in a group in a single system, each company having several profit centers and each profit center having several cost centers. Each company should have at least one profit center. Chart of accounts in LEOBIZ is a two-level, main account and sub-account with in each main account. Codes assigned for main account and subs account within each main account. LEOBIZ is a multi-currency system. This implies that for financial assets and liabilities, ledger balances are kept in each respective currencies in which the financial assets exists and currency in which the financial liabilities are incurred. For example, ledger balances should be kept separately for trade debtors in USD, trade debtors in Euro, and trade debtors in LKR, with local currency valuation. Each entry should have the amount in transaction currency and local currency equivalent. A financial transaction can have multiple transaction currency, but debit and credit in the local currency should have debit and credit equal. Conversion of transaction currency amount to local currency will depend on the entry whether funds movement were involved, balancing local currency debit and credit, etc. LEOBIZ supports profit and loss for each profit center, cost center. Therefore, ledger balances should be kept separately for each cost center within the GL account. Therefore, a ledger account in LEOBIZ consists of company code, main account, sub-account, currency, cost center. For each of these ledger accounts, for each accounting period, opening balances, closing balances, debit movements, credit movements, prior period debit adjustments, prior period credit adjustment will be maintained. Amounts will be in the ledger currency and local currency equivalent. All the people organizations that come into contact with the organization are defined in a central place as contacts, and a contact number is assigned. The contacts may be customers, suppliers, bank branches in which we have accounts, distributors, prospective customers, agents. For one organization, only one contact number, even if the organization's is supplier, customer or bank branch. If there are financial transactions with them, a partner code will be assigned to them. Partner code can be manually assigned unique code, not preferred, system-generated serial number with a check digit. Subsidiary ledger in accounting means instead of keeping nominal accounts and personal accounts in a single general ledger, voluminous personal accounts are grouped by category such as accounts payable receivable, each category in a separate subsidiary ledger and the totals of them kept in a single general ledger account. This is known as control account. In a computerized environment, no entries are posted to control accounts in general ledger, but whenever entries are posted in subsidiary ledger system, will update the control account.
Almost all the systems support only one control account for each partner, while LEOBIZ supports the best practice of having all personal accounts in subsidiary ledgers with only control accounts of each subsidiary ledger in the general ledger.
It is ideal if every asset and liability in the balance sheet is a control account with details of personal account belonging to the given control account in a subsidiary ledger. It will help in the verification and proof of reliability of each asset and liability. It will also eliminate the laborious ask of manually preparing audit schedules at the year-end audit. In LEOBIZ, subsidiary ledgers are grouped into sub-ledger groups based on the characteristics. Clicking on Sub-Ledgers button will show the sub-ledgers in the group. Note the sub-ledger number associated with each sub-ledger and the associated default general ledger numbers. LEOBIZ supports for given partner accounts in multiple subsidiary ledgers. Partner 20145 can have accounts in trade debtors 1 and customer deposit 31 in company 1000. Trade debtor account will be 1000-20145-1. Customer deposit account will be 1000-20145-31. LEOBIZ supports for a given partner multiple accounts in some sub-ledgers by setting up a parameter. In case of fixed deposits and other bank accounts, there would be multiple accounts with them each having different open date, add maturity date if applicable, interest rates, etc. Each account will be identified by account sequence number. First and second fixed deposit opened with financial institutional partner 50246 will be 1000-50246-44-1, 1000-50246-44-2. Are cashiering points where cash and cash equivalents like checks, credit card slips are kept. Therefore, whenever there is inflow or outflow of cash or cash equivalents are processed, always the collection point associated with the movement should be specified. Cash and cash equivalents are really control accounts, while collection points are individual subsidiary ledger accounts. To verify the reliability, individual sub-ledger balances, that is collection point balances, in the system need to be verified with physical balance at the collection points. In the transaction processing mode, transaction is processed by the system itself. Examples are when a receipt of money takes place, the cashier will accept the cash and capture the data and produce a receipt document to be given to the customer. In this case, document number, in the format of document code, voucher year, voucher number, will be generated by the system. In the transaction entry mode, the transaction processed manually elsewhere and recorded in a physical document, and the document is used to enter the data to the system subsequently. In this case, voucher number in the format of document code, voucher year, voucher number will be accepted by the system. In interface mode, transaction is processed by another function in the system, by another module in the system, by another system, and transferred to the function electronically. System supports all three modes, and for each document, the methods can be specified in the parameters definition of the transaction type. While a transaction is being processed in the system, it would go through various stages before it is completed. A transaction may require up to, not necessarily always, 3 persons. Being created transaction is being created by a user and he has not completed it. Cancel transaction was being created, but the user decided that it is not correct transaction and has cancelled it. Created transaction is completed by the user, but is awaiting the approval or confirmation by another 2 or 1 person. A transaction type may be configured that it requires approval, then it will await approval by another person. If the person does not approve but rejects, it will be rejected status. If it does not require approval, it will be approval not required, provided that it does require confirmation by another person. Authorized transaction is confirmed and the ledgers are updated as this is valid transaction. Depending on the definition of the transaction type, it could have been entered by 1 person if approval and confirmation not required, or 2 person if approval was not required but confirmation required, or 3 person if both approval and confirmation required. Normal, this will be the normal status of confirmed authorized transaction. Reversed, when a transaction is found to be in error after it is confirmed and balances updated. Transaction was reversed and all the ledger balances update are not undone, but a new transaction with opposite entries is generated and confirmed. Reversal type. This is the transaction that was created for reversing the original transaction, which would create negative entries for GL. Deleted. Originally created transaction from an operation system and operations has been cancelled as it was in error. The associated financial entry is in deleted status. Master and parameter data such as contact and partner details, chart of accounts and related details, sub-ledger details, transaction type details, need to be created or changed with the concurrence of 2 people. Their status can be new record, new entry has been created by a 1 user. It has not been authorized by another user. This entry will be ignored in the system as if it does not exist. For example, if new partner has been created but not authorized, financial transactions cannot be posted to that partner account until it is authorized by another user. Changed. Change has been made to existing entry, but the changes have not been authorized by another user. For example, partner account credit limit is changed by 1 user and still not approved by another user. New credit limit will not be used until new credit limit is authorized by another user. Normal. All data of the entry has been authorized by another user. Audit trail. There will be an audit trail of all changes recorded in the system showing each entry changed and each data element changed created with before value and after value and users who changed and authorized. By a parameter setting, this can be changed for smaller organization such that one user could make the changes in a single button. Making authorizing is done. In the audit trail, both maker and authorizer will be the same user.